Supply chain attacks are when a threat actor compromises a third party in order to leverage that access to compromise you and your organization. Oftentimes, this comes through the compromise of a third party vendor, service, an application, or maybe even a software library that you use in your applications. These things can lead to vulnerabilities in the code, which are then exploited by the threat actor to compromise your environment and to cause damage to your organization. Supply chain attacks are any time a threat actor is able to compromise a third party's access or vulnerabilities in their applications to cause security incidents in downstream environments, including yours. One of the most common ways that we see this occur is when a third party is managing some aspect of your environment or has a system deployed internally in your network. If there's a vulnerability that exists, the threat actors might be able to exploit that in order to gain access to the system. Likewise, if they happen to have compromised usernames and passwords, or if the remote access solution doesn't require multi factor authentication and uses simple passwords, the threat actors might be able to have those and then gain access to your systems and environment. A lot of times, this leads to things like ransomware being deployed in the environment. If you've paid attention to the news lately, you've probably heard of the SolarWinds incident. The SolarWinds incident was a supply chain attack where a third party application had vulnerabilities introduced into its code base by threat actors. When that application was distributed to the customers of SolarWinds, threat actors were able to use the vulnerabilities in the deployed environments in order to gain access. Once they had this access, they were able to steal data and deploy ransomware. Another example you might have heard about in the news is Log4j. Log4j was a third party logging library that's used in Java applications all over the world. The vulnerability that was found in that application is able to be exploited, and through that exploit, you're able to deploy remote code execution. That remote code execution can lead to all sorts of vulnerabilities and security incidents. As supply chain attacks often involve trusted third party vendors, services, applications, or software libraries, the risk that's associated with a supply chain attack can often be severe. The result of these types of attacks often involve internal resources that are behind most of the security controls that you have in place in your environment. Depending on the network, you may be at risk of having exposed data, data leakage, or ransomware deployed into your environment. As supply chain attacks can come in different forms, how you mitigate that through security controls may be dependent upon how you've designed your environment and the security controls you already have in place. Some of the most common security controls that can help you prevent these types of incidents, though, include things like multi factor authentication, patch management, endpoint detection and response tooling, and network and data segmentation. For more information on these security controls and others that can help prevent supply chain attacks, see the videos below.